Hello again. Welcome back to Productive with ADHD. This is lesson 5, Taming Your Temper. I'm Mina, and I think you're ready for this. In the previous lesson, we went beyond boring task management and talked about how to achieve your goals with ADHD. We talked about executive function and how ADHD impacts the cognitive processes that govern your ability to prioritize, start, and complete tasks. Processes like working memory, flexible thinking, and self-control. Finally, we talked about harnessing your strengths and achieving more with less by developing your own task priming practice. If any of that sounds fuzzy, please take a moment now to pause this video and take a few minutes to get through the content and exercises in the previous lesson. Managing your time and tasks can become simple with the right practices and tools, but it's only easy when you intentionally set yourself up for success. In this lesson, we'll explore the conditions that can make it even harder or easier to complete projects and achieve your goals. Let's start with a buzzword that I'm sure you've heard: mindfulness. Mindfulness is often defined as the key practice to improving self-control. And mindfulness is important, but when you're struggling to manage your mind, body, and self, being told to adopt mindfulness practices isn't helpful. That's because it's not fundamental. Mindfulness encompasses multiple skills that must be identified and developed independently. So if you've struggled to achieve mindfulness, or more specifically, to follow the directives of the mindfulness gurus, it's because they didn't break it down to its finer components of self-regulation, self-management, and self-care. It takes all of these to achieve self-control. Now, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that there is so much overlap between these three terms that they're often used interchangeably. As an ambitious professional who struggles with productivity due to ADHD, you are served better by a meticulous understanding of the overlap and differences between them, which is why I'm going to break it down for you now, starting with self-regulation. Self-regulation trumps all other tools. It's your ability to be aware of, understand, and manage your behavior and reactions that arise in response to the feelings and the things happening in your environment. As someone with ADHD, things like getting interrupted, being startled, or unfairly criticized without context can get you riled up more than seems reasonable to others, and it can keep you excited longer than you want. You can imagine it this way: it takes a little extra for the feelings in your body to make an impression on your mind, and vice versa. By the time the two sync up, there's so much extra energy that your behaviors can be more intense, especially for the person on the receiving end. So stop. You do not have to respond to anything immediately. Not your feelings, not the interruption, not the environment. Make a practice of taking time to register with your body, acknowledge and name your feelings, breathe through the excitement, and calm yourself before taking any action so that you can direct the situation with intention. If this practice feels awkward at first, great. That means you're doing it right. This practice will feel more natural though, and it will go faster with repetition. Ask me how I know. Seriously, you can send me an email at mina@betterceo.app and I'll tell you how I learned this practice. It's a little embarrassing. Self-regulation makes self-control possible, and self-regulation is easier when your needs are well managed. Which brings us to the next component of mindfulness: self-management. Self-management is different from self-regulation. It refers to your ability to manage your time, tasks, and resources. And for our purposes, let's take that one step further and say that self-management refers to your ability to manage the time, tasks, and resources necessary to meet your basic mental, physical, and emotional needs responsively as they come up. And last is self-care. If self-management refers to your ability to meet your needs responsively, then self-care is your ability to meet your mental, physical, and emotional needs proactively. In other words, you can think of self care as the habits you build to limit the amount of energy you need to put toward reactive care. But let's be real, even with all the best practices in place, you will not go through life without getting righteously pissed off. There's no getting ahead of everything, but you don't deserve to be defined by those moments. So, how do you get back in the driver's seat, controlling your temper with ease and satisfaction after you've lost it? Here's how. First, check in with yourself. Notice how your body feels and name those physical feelings and emotional feelings. Separate them, categorize them. That is the best way to truly get to know how to take control of yourself. 2, think back to what you were feeling just before the episode. Take note of any signs of dysregulation and respond to them immediately. You may not feel them right away if you're still in an excited state, but if you can remember those feelings, satisfy them first. It could be hunger, thirst, being overheated, things like that. 3, apologize. First, apologize to yourself. You may feel disappointed in yourself. It's okay. Apologize to you first, and then, once you've realigned, apologize to anyone else who may have been affected by your episode. And 4, commit to doing better next time. If you've gone through steps 1 through 3, you'll know what you need to be looking out for in the future. Write it down. Figure out how to work prevention into your self-care practice, and make sure that you have everything in place to regulate better next time. This isn't just about ADHD mastery. These tools are the key to self-mastery for everyone. You just have to be a little more conscious about it. Now, you don't have to do all of this in your head, and you don't have to do it all on your own. There are tools built to help you, like Better CEO for mobile or Catalystium, my community for high-achieving professionals with ADHD. Send me an email at mina@betterceo.app to learn more about these options. I've also included great templates and more direction in the textbook for this course. If you haven't already, you can download it from the welcome email or send me an email and I'll make sure you get a copy. Spend a little time on this. And in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to get started with a holistic practice for maximizing your strengths and overcoming your shadows across the 3 pillars of productivity so you can easily achieve more and stress less. Everything you need to maximize your earning potential and quality of life. See you there.